So, a lot of you have been talking about should you resonate your Bathlon with your Watanabe Astral or should you save your Bathlon for your Kamui Tenebrion? Today, we're gonna answer all of that. Now first, let me show you what I did for my Watanabe Astral. We go into the members, take a look at my equipment, and take a look at this. As you can see, I've already resonated 4 pieces of my Bathlon for my Watanabe, adding that tiny little damage to it. Really doesn't matter that much, but that's not what I'm aiming for. What I'm aiming for is when the moment I fully resonate my Watanabe, I would be able to achieve, and getting to like level 80 on this unit, I would be able to unlock this ability, which is the ultimate Astral skill, gaining like 3 signal orb at the start of the battle. Now you might not think that this 3 signal orb, maybe they provide you like a minute increase of damage. You might not think that it's important, but prove me wrong after I show you this clip. Now, I hope you're really impressed by the clip that I just showed you there, because when I first looked at it, I was impressed as well. I couldn't figure out how he's able to do that so fast, like what happened during that, what kind of memories is he using? But after doing a little bit of research, going back to the video, watch the whole clip, I see that he always get like 3 signal orb. Maybe he grind for it because you can't get like blue random 3 ping orb every single time. You have to grind for it. So grinding for it, restarting the battle, gaining that 3 extra single blue orb, and then using a Hanna memory is how he is able to one-shot that boss, all of those bosses. Now, how he's able to do that is because he have unlocked this ability. That's why I said this ability, if you unlock it, if you awaken your DPS units, would take your DPS to a whole new level in terms of challenging and package. Maybe not so much in like Warzone or Tower of Babel. They would provide like a tiny little bit of help, but those aren't like just one boss you can like one shot and that's all you have to do. The one shot mechanics that work so well with this ability only applies to like pain cage. That's why I think if you could get like 12 Bathlon, I would recommend you to go for it. Now, a lot of you guys are probably gonna argue about like, oh, it's because that is alpha, that's why she's able to one shot the enemy bosses, because of her mechanics, because of how her core passive and sword waves work. For Watanabe, not that much, maybe that 3 random extra orb isn't that worth it, right? But for me, what I think about here is, if you could add more BP to your units, why not? That's the first thing. The second thing is, Watanabe's core passive requires 3 random orb and 1 red ping, so that extra 3 orb could well enough provide you an extra core passive at the start of the battle. And we all know the more orbs you ping, the faster you get your ult charge, right? So that 3 random orbs with a single red orb to be able to go into a core passive, extra core passive, as well as speeding up the ult charge, is able to finish. You can pretty much kill the boss quicker, maybe like 2 to 3 seconds quicker, because the time that you use to kind of grind for 3 orbs would probably be around like 5 to 6 seconds. So being able to kill the boss 3 seconds or 5 to 6 seconds faster would be able to get you like 1k or 2k points in like the 5th stage of the bosses. So that is why I think it's probably gonna be worth it. I'm doing it. I think a lot of you are gonna probably resonate your Watanabe, because if you really want to main this unit, you would want to add as much BP for it as possible, and you would want to add as much like advantages for your units as much as possible. So that's my take on it. Now I hope I've convinced you on that point to resonate for your Watanabe. Now let's talk about Kamui Tenebrion, which a lot of people are debating as well. Should you farm an extra set of Bathlon for your Kamui Tenebrion, or should you just go with a Hanna set, which a lot of people also recommend, which they said like, oh, Hanna is also really good on Kamui. Now let's take a look. But let's talk about me first. Personally, I would always go for a Da Vinci set, which is this one, with 2 sets of Einsteinia. Is that what her name is? Yep, Einsteinia. I would always go for this set because my playstyle is I focus on my main DPS more, which is my Watanabe Astral. I want him to do more damage, so I don't really care about putting extra like damage set of memories on my tank or my healer. That's not my main point, because that's not my playstyle. I'm much more focused on playing DPS longer. Now for you guys, maybe it's different now. For those who want to make Watanabe as a main DPS or whatever, you would argue that should you go for Bathlon or should you go for a Hanna set? Now, I think a lot of people are missing a point or ignoring the point here. You shouldn't really compare 2 sets based on how much damage they're dealing. You should compare what kind of situation should you be using this set of memories and what kind of situation should you be using like that set of memories. So let's say if you're going into a stage where you want to do more damage with your Kamui, if you don't care about Watanabe Astral, you just want to make Kamui Tenebrion your main DPS, then maybe giving him like a Bathlon set would allow him to do way more damage than a Hanna set. Now, from my perspective, Hanna set is way more different. Instead of like doing damage, this is more like a sub DPS instead of like a main DPS set, right? Because Hanna allows Kamui Tenebrion to go into a faster alt activation. Let's say you're using like a Watanabe with your Bathlon set, you do damage and everything. As soon as you run out of orbs, you switch to Kamui. Now let's say you're using the Hanna set for your Kamui. Let me teach you how to go into dark form really fast. If you're using Hanna set, do a 3 pink, enter a matrix. That's what Hanna set skill does. Now ping and random orb. Now you've already pinged like 6 orb, which is around like 40 energy charge. Dodge the enemy attacks, ping another random orb, because when you dodge the enemy attack, you would go into a second matrix, because the first matrix is purely from the Hanna skills. The second matrix is your dodge matrix. So go into a second matrix, do a random ping, that would pretty much accumulate up to like 9 pings. Now if you've already do 9 pings, 9 pings is equivalent to like 60 energy. Every 3 pings is 20 energy. Kamui Tenebrion only needs like 60 energy to go into his dark form, which is his ult pretty much, and you'll be able to do some more damage onto the enemy while waiting for your main DPS cooldown to refresh, right? So when you do that, go into ult form, do crazy damage, switch to a healer, do some damage, switch to your DPS, and pretty much rotating all the time like this. If your rotation between using your when you first active your Hanna skill on Kamui until you switch back to Kamui again after like rotating to healer to DPS back to Kamui is longer than 30 seconds, you could pretty much repeat the cycle again and again and again. That would pretty much allow you to do like alt rotation every single time you switch to Kamui. You could pretty much activate Kamui's ult every single time you rotate. So that's my take on the Hanna set, right? It's so much more different from Bathlon. The main point here is not to do damage. The main point here is to go into dark form, so your Kamui is more tanky. His ability do much more debuff, do much more dark damage, so it's kind of served like a different purpose here. So that's pretty much it. Hope it's helpful. Hope I earned the like button from you, and if you want to see more, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.